So for a while now, I've had the OnePlus Watch Lite strapped to my arm, and yes, generally slapping light at the end of anything's name is a way of saying similar, but a bit more cack. Like good old Bud Light, of course, is the classic example. I don't know how they made Budweiser even worse, but kudos. And the OnePlus Watch Lite is certainly stripped back compared with the OnePlus Watch 3, using a more basic proprietary OS rather than Google's wearOS. But on the flip side, it's also supremely skinny and boasts up to 10 days of battery life. And of course, it's also considerably cheaper than the OnePlus Watch 3. It'll cost you just £179 here in Blighty, placing it in a similar sort of price band to Xiaomi's smartwatches, not quite as affordable as those CMF jobbies. So anyway, here's my full OnePlus Watch Lite review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that old notifications bell. Cheers! Now, one of the first reasons to love the OnePlus Watch Lite is the fact that it is just beautifully skinny. We're talking a mere 8.9mm from top to arse, so it just looks like a regular watch when it's slapped on your arm. As you can see, the casing is incredibly thin. You just have that sensor sort of poking out the bottom bit. And the screen may look flat. It's ever so slightly subtly curved at the edges there, so it does stick up ever so slightly from the casing. And compared with a lot of smartwatches I've had strapped to my arm, it is rather lightweight as well, just 35 grams, although that doesn't include the strap. You know, it's not a big old metal band, so that doesn't exactly add a huge amount on. But that said, you do have standard 22mm bands here on the OnePlus Watch Lite, so you can whip those off and replace them with a metal band or a leather band or whatever you fancy. It's your standard fluoroelastomer. I can never bloody say that right. Fluoroelastomer strap slapped on here by default, with a wee bit of red stitch in front and back. It's a nice little added detail. I found the OnePlus Watch Lite has been super comfortable to wear. It's perfect for workouts and the like, and no kind of skin irritation from that strap either, despite the fact I've been wearing this thing constantly. And the design itself, pretty simple and straightforward. No real flair to speak of. Just a smart, slender smartwatch. You can grab it in either this silver finish or with a black casing instead. It's stainless steel casing, so pretty durable. You've also got sapphire crystal glass, which is apparently highly scratch resistant. Certainly hasn't scratched up at all, despite a fair bit of punishment from my good self. Not sure quite how shatter resistant it is, but again, seems pretty hardy. I'm obviously not going to go full jerry rig on it. And you got full IP68 water and dust resistance. It can survive pressures of up to 5 atmospheres, all the usual smartwatch shenanigans, so should be alright down the beach or whatever. Now, the OnePlus Watch Lite is iOS and Android compatible. You can connect it to your smartphone using the OHealth app. And I've been testing it here on the OnePlus 15R, just to keep it all on brand. The setup's pretty straightforward stuff. Even a hungover Macam like myself managed it, no worries. And I found that the connection between smartphone and smartwatch has been flawless while I've been testing it. Notifications have been coming through consistently. I haven't had to constantly reload the app to make sure that, you know, they stay paired or anything. However, as this is a light watch, there is bugger all eSIM support here and no Wi-Fi connectivity either, so it is fully dependent on that smartphone connection to access the internet and all of the smart features. And OHealth's pretty decent, gives you a quick overview of all of your health stats as gathered by the watch. I'd just like to point out that it's very early in the morning. I'm not just a massively lazy git. You can also quickly and easily fiddle around with various settings on your watch via OHealth, including switching up the watch faces. You've got a big old selection on here that you can download to the watch, including all kinds of funky designs. You can mess around with the notification settings, change all the health settings as well, and of course, update that firmware. But the major difference for the OnePlus Watch Lite compared with the OnePlus Watch 3 is the OS that it runs. You see, the OnePlus Watch 3 uses Google's wearOS, which is pretty popular. It's used by the likes of Samsung in its Galaxy watches. Obviously, Google uses it in its own Pixel watches. But here on the OnePlus Watch Lite, that's been swapped out for a proprietary OS, OxygenOS Watch 1.7. But this should still feel familiar to anyone who's used a smartwatch. So, for instance, you can drag down to access all of your settings. You've got various bits you can toggle there. So for instance, you've got Do Not Disturb if you're about to head into a meeting or the cinema or something like that. You can pair up some headphones, fiddle with the brightness of that display, otherwise just leave it on good old auto brightness. From that clock face, you can swipe up the screen to access all of your notifications. If you swipe left, you've got all your various health insights. You can check out your step count, your sleep score, heart rate, etc. Fully customizable, just press and hold on any of them. You can get rid of them, reorder them, and also add in a couple more, not too many. And then last up, if you swipe to the right, you've basically got a mini scrollable page of widgets. Again, fully customizable, just got some quick toggles. You can check out your next calendar entry, straight from Google Calendars in this case. Now, touchscreen, beautifully responsive. You've also got yourself a rotating crown here, which you can push in once to access all of your various apps. You can zoom out and zoom in if you actually want to find out what these apps are. And I gotta say, it's great to have an actual rotating crown here on a light smartwatch as well, because that's often omitted. And I found the OxygenOS Watch perfectly simple and straightforward, easy to get on with, not quite as fluid as regular OxygenOS that you get on the OnePlus smartphones, but it's been behaving itself. I haven't noticed any bulky behavior or anything. But yes, unfortunately, it is time to pull on the old Moni pants and have a bit of a whine about some of the crappier bits of having the OnePlus Watch Lite strapped to your arm. So, for instance, the notification support is pretty basic stuff here. You can usually see a very brief overview of any emails that have tucked in, but you can't actually respond to them. You can't even archive them or anything from the watch. Sometimes it won't even let you tap into an email. You will literally just get the subject matter and that's about it. And sometimes it won't even tell you that. It'll just say that an email of a sensitive nature has landed on your smartphone, which sends your heart all a-flutter until you finally yank your blower out and discover it's just some crappy spam from LinkedIn or whatever. And also, while you've got full NFC support on the OnePlus Watch Lite, it does not support contactless payments. You can't just slap a debit card, a credit card, but a Google Pay or something on here. This only seems to be compatible if, for instance, you've got an NFC pass that you need to tap in for work or something like that. And of course, you don't have any Google Assistant support. You've got no Gemini, you've got not even an Alexa or anything like that. And of course, no wearOS means no Play Store support either. So basically the apps that you see here are all of the apps that you get here on the OnePlus Watch Lite. Mostly health focused stuff with a few extra little bits that you'd expect on a smartwatch like timers and stopwatches. So yeah, certainly pretty limited when it comes to the functionality. But absolutely bugger all complaints when it comes to that 1.46-inch AMOLED display. It's a bit of a banger. Like all AMOLED screens, nice sharp contrast and poppy colors as you can see there. Beautifully crisp and detailed as well, 317 pixels per inch, so even tiny text is clearly legible. And as you can see, it's not quite edge to edge, but those bezels aren't exactly horrifically chunky. But the best thing about that screen is it is supremely bright. Hits roughly 1500 nits on high brightness mode. So certainly when you're outdoors, even if the sun is actually shining, which it has once the entire time I've been testing this thing, but you don't have to worry about glare or anything like that. Everything's perfectly visible. Auto brightness has behaved itself as well. That's worked perfectly well. So I've never had to manually tweak the brightness myself. Viewing angles are fantastic and everything. So yeah, absolutely no complaints. But you've got a decent variety of watch faces slapped on here as well. Fully customizable as well, although the degree of customization does differ depending on the watch face. You can generally at the very least switch up the colors a bit, flick between light and dark options. And yeah, pretty solid variety overall between digital and analog. You've got obviously health tracking watch faces which display all of your main health stats. And with some of the more dense watch faces like this one right here, you can change up the complications as well by giving them a quick tap to display exactly what information you require. And of course, you've got all the usual health tracking. So yeah, you can track your pulse throughout the day, bit of SpO2 action. And the OnePlus Watch Lite can also tell you if you're feeling a bit stressed or ragey, as if you couldn't figure that out yourself. And you can do a bit of breathing exercise action to just mellow out. It's generally more effective and hurts less than repeatedly punching the wall. And if you fancy an all-encompassing view, well, you got the 60-second health check-in, which, to be fair, often does not take a full 60 seconds. It's got to stick your finger on this wee electrode here and just keep perfectly still. And then this offers a full report. It's mostly hard-based stuff. I'm constantly flip-flopping between absolutely perfectly healthy arterial stiffness and occasionally low arterial stiffness for some reason. So I'm not entirely sure I trust that. I mean, personally, I reckon I'm an adequate level of stiffness right now, especially considering I'm shooting a smartwatch video. It also reports on your resting heart rate, your vascular age, tell you how you're doing sleep-wise as well. I'll bang on about the sleep tracking stuff in a bit. And then of course finishes with a reminder that this is not a medically certified device, and yeah, it sure ain't. And as for exercise, if you're into all of that, we can start the exercise tracking with a quick double tap of that crown. And you got support here for over 100 different types of exercise tracking, although only a dozen or so, including the likes of running and cycling, support proper dedicated tracking of your stats. The rest are all pretty standard and basically tell you how long you've been exercising for, your current heart rate zone, how many calories you've burned, etc. And as always, got fast access to your media controls if you're listening to your Get Pumped playlist or whatever. Media controls here on the OnePlus Watch Lite are excellent, super responsive. As soon as you tap that play or pause, you're basically waiting no more than half a second at the absolute most for your smartphone to respond. And then back in that OHealth app, you can get a kind of overview of all the workout sessions you've been doing recently, and also check out individual sessions, including how long you did it for, calories burned, again the heart rate zones and everything. And pretty accurate tracking via the dual band GPS as well, although I have to point out I haven't tested this thing in any forests or surrounded by skyscrapers. And also the OnePlus Watch Lite cannot auto detect any exercise that you're going on. If you're going to go for a walk or something, you'll need to manually go to the exercise thing and start tracking it yourself, because I've been on quite a few walks this past week and the OnePlus Watch Lite hasn't registered them as walks, it's merely updated the steps count, that is it. And yes, you've got full sleep tracking support on here with the usual light and deep sleep analysis. Can also assess any possible breathing issues you might have while you're unconscious. Of course, like quite a lot of these smartwatches, it often registers me as being asleep when actually I was just lying very still staring at the ceiling, while my brain cheerily tells me that I'm absolutely rubbish at everything, or decides to suddenly remind me for no reason about that time 15 years ago where I accidentally let a door slam in a lady's face. And you've got the usual simple analysis on here as well, which is usually along the lines of don't go to bed after drinking 10 pints of beer, you moron. And for some reason, OHealth hasn't synced my sleep score from the watch these past few days. Not really sure why, because it did do it back when I first started testing the watch. Not that I'm particularly bothered, of course. And then as far as the battery life goes, well, the OnePlus Watch Lite sports a 330 mAh battery, I believe it is, and OnePlus reckons you'll get up to 10 days of battery life from a single charge of this bad boy. But naturally, that's with minimal use under optimal conditions. Now, I've been wearing this thing on my wrist non-stop. I've been using it for obviously the sleep tracking. I've been tracking at least one 20-minute exercise a day. I've had all of the features switched on, the always on display, the breathing detection when you're asleep, SpO2 monitoring, yada, 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 and also making use of the built-in features like the stopwatch and the alarm. So using this thing about as intensively as I possibly could, and I found that with a 100% full charge of it, it took just over 4 days for it to finally flash up a warning that only 10% battery life remained. So you can expect approximately 4.5 days of action from a full charge. And that's only slightly better than the OnePlus Watch 3, which was running full wearOS. But bear in mind that the OnePlus Watch 3 was also a chunky mofo, which had a battery capacity about double this thing. And yes, you can certainly find smartwatches with better battery life than that from the likes of Huawei, for instance. They cost you slightly more, but is considerably better than pretty much every other wearOS smartwatch out there, including the likes of the Pixel Watch and Samsung's Galaxy Watch 8, which generally will last a day and a half if you're lucky. And when you need to charge the OnePlus Watch Lite back up again, just slap it on that bundle dock for around sort of 80 to 90 minutes. That'll give you a full charge when it's fully drained. Doesn't charge wirelessly, unfortunately. As you can see there, it's Pogo pin connection for the charging, so you will have to use the actual dock. But at least if you're buggering off for a long weekend somewhere, because the battery life's so good, just remember to charge it before you head off and you shouldn't need to stress about it. And there you have it, my lovelies. That is my full, final, frank review of the OnePlus Watch Lite. A pretty decent, all-round, budget-friendly smartwatch. Certainly got a gorgeous and super bright display. Great news if you're constantly on the go outdoors. Solid battery life and everything as well, but extreme limitations when it comes to the app support, the notifications, and of course no contactless payments or assistant action. Alternative options include the likes of the Xiaomi Watch S4, which is another lovely little bargainous smartwatch, which again, great bit of hardware and everything, but similar limitations when it comes to the actual software side of things. Otherwise, if you want to go super cheap, you've got the likes of the CMF watches as well. I'd also recommend the Huawei Watch Fit 4, if you don't mind a square Apple Watch-esque style device slapped on your arm. It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Oh, I've also rounded up the best smartwatches that I've personally tested and reviewed in 2025 in a separate video, so go check that out. Poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.